Previously on Black Gold. The competition between the rigs tighten up. At Big Dog, Justin battled through a gas leak.
Hey, I've seen it come up before.
And got to the bottom of the well from hell. All three rigs have drilled their first hole and struck oil. But at the brand new Viking, Wayne's crew barely survived moving to their second well. Now they're drilling fast and gunning for the top spot. At the Longhorn, driller Gerald's relentless style put them in the lead.
I run this motherfucker. Is that clear?
But it was too much for his crew.
Get below.
They all quit, and when Gerald couldn't get a new crew, he was cut loose.
Hello. Gerald, I've got to let you go.
Yeah, I think you should have been man enough to tell me to my face.
The race for Black Gold is wide open. With Gerald and his crew gone, it's a new day at the veteran Longhorn.
He's gonna show y'all how to make a connection. Easy money.
And the new driller has a new perspective.
Gotta get up and show up for work. The whole main point is showing up.
Gerald was an old school roughneck, but the man in charge now is barely old enough to buy beer. He's responsible for a multi-million-dollar rig and the lives of his young crew.
Hey, get your foot out of there, you dumbass. Oh, I love being daylight dirty. I mean, I'm young. A lot of older people look at me like, oh, that young dude don't know what he's doing. But there's a lot of stuff I do know.
Taking over the critical daylight shift means big pressure for Josh.
Ain't no ifs, buts about it. Yeah, the daylight dealing. Better keep up with it. If not, they'll find another one.
He may be inexperienced, but Josh is running the only rig on schedule to drill all 3 holes in 50 days. Josh's style may be different from Gerald's, but he still has to deliver results.
I'll just give him a shower, rinse him off a little bit. That'll be all right. Yeah, that driller's about to get beat up. Keeps on spraying that water. Price you pay, though, it's the oil field. Get wet here and there.
Young Josh likes to kid around, but he's not laughing when his mom shows up to bring him lunch.
Yeah, Mom brought me lunch. She brought her baby boy some lunch.
So you make Mom come out here with a kid? That's up, man. I wouldn't do that.
You wanted to come out here?
You gotta see me?
Hey.
While Josh takes control of the Longhorn, the man he replaced heads back to the rig to clean out his locker.
Well, a driller's only as good as his worst hand. So if you don't have any hands, you're just not worth the as a driller. And that's kind of where we're at. It had nothing to do with my ability to drill. It strictly has to do with my ability to get my hands to come to work.
Gerald gets a look at his replacement in action.
You know, you always like to see what a rig's doing after you leave, see how it's going.
But he's not impressed by what he sees.
Wetting the brakes down with a water hose because he's got his brakes too hot because he doesn't know how to adjust his water. Oh, they brought what I would call a Band-Aid from another rig that, boy, hadn't been drilling long. His hands, ain't none of them got very much experience. It'd be like working with 4 peanuts. You know, I've got 32 years experience. I've forgotten more about this oil field than he knows. This is nothing but disaster waiting on a place to happen. I wouldn't be on the rig floor with him.
While the Longhorn has a new driller, the Big Dog's almost ready to find a new home. After 25 days, they finally hit total depth and struck oil on the well from hell.
Cap the well off, get out of here and go to the next well.
The drill pipe is out of the ground. But before they can move on, they have to line the hole with 2 miles of heat-treated steel pipe called casing.
Throwing some casings. We're a little close. Pink.
Casing keeps the hole from collapsing when the oil is pumped out of the ground. It's bigger and heavier than drill pipe. And getting 10,000 feet of casing into the hole is a dangerous, fast-paced operation to get it done without injury. A special team called Casers will work with Justin's crew. Before any casing goes in, both crews get a safety briefing.
Want to be careful on rig 12 this morning. Y'all guys got hurt with that.
Watch our big points. Make sure everybody goes home with all their fingers and toes.
You see them a lot. You may have worked with a lot of them on a lot of different jobs, you know, but it's definitely different. You know, you gotta really keep your eye on them.
Each 40-foot section of casing has to be sent up to the rig floor. Then it's stood up and secured by the stabber,
Here we go again.
who has one of the most dangerous jobs in the oil field.
Nobody out here wants to lose a hand or a finger or any body part.
The stabber works from a spot halfway up the derrick. He controls the casing as it's sent down into the hull. Finally, Justin and the casers screw it into the ground. They'll have to add 260 more lengths of casing to complete this well.
Oh, it's gonna be a long day.
Even though we don't know each other, we gotta get a rhythm. Hey! We gotta kind of read each other and see how each other works.
There's no stopping until every piece is in the ground.
This is a pain in the ass.
As day turns to night, long hours and exhausting work take their toll on Justin's patience.
Come on! Let me call my sister real quick. She'll get it. You gotta watch out for things, man. You gotta keep a real good eye no matter what. I mean, always gotta keep an eye.
So Justin's basically up there by himself running that brake handle.
Hey, Joe!
Yeah, it can get frustrating at times for the stabber, get frustrating for the driller, yeah.
Come on!
Testosterone starts flowing a little bit, people start yelling at each other, but at the end of the day, we'll get it in the hole as long as it goes in safely.
Damn, that's getting on my nerves. We finally got a rhythm, started getting, getting a little faster and a little faster. You can do it!
It took 8 hours, but the casing is in the ground on schedule and without injury.
It's been an interesting stab. Most of the joints have been kind of short. I've been latching them all with my feet. 7,000 foot with your feet, that's a hell of a job right there.
The Big Dog crew is finally done with their well from hell. But tomorrow, they're looking at another brutal day.
We got a well done, but we gotta move the rig, and I'm not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to it at all. I mean, got those 16-hour day coming up.
Over at Viking, the brand new rig is finally an advantage. Wayne's crew is fast drilling and have almost caught the Longhorn. They just passed 4,000 feet on their second hole.
That old Longhorn rig was tearing us a new ass there, but now everything's turned around 180 degrees. The rig's running real good. I think everybody else is going to have a hard time keeping up with us there.
Drilling is going well, but Wayne's crew is dealing with a new, potentially fatal threat.
This place is infested with rattlesnakes, man. It is way serious. Any step you take could be your very last one, and I ain't bull about that. It's very serious.
Walking on across the yard, I caught like the last 3 feet of the mother.
This is part of roughnecking right here. You always see snakes out here, but I ain't never seen them as bad as we're having them right now.
There are 10 types of snakes native to West Texas, and they're all drawn to the vibration, food, and water at a drilling rig.
Rattlesnake, man.
I like it. It smells real pretty right here.
You've got to get him right there behind the head like that. If you don't, if you get him back here somewhere,
Like right around and get
he's
you.
going to turn around and bite your ass. As far out in the country as we are right now, if he was to get one of us right now, you may not make it to the damn hospital. I really don't like to kill him, but I don't want to lose any hands over a damn rattlesnake.
With one less threat on the location, the Viking crew gets back to drilling.
Hey, it's like we've done this before, man.
Longhorns in the lead, and Big Dogs onto their second hole. So there's no time to lose in the race for black gold.
Beautiful.
Coming up, a hazardous rig move for Big Dog.
You don't put your hands where you wouldn't put your up.
And
Very dangerous.
the Longhorn's new crew may not last long.
I want those inexperienced guys to be on other people's property and not on mine.
It's just before 6 a.m. in West Texas. Josh's inexperienced daylight crew is starting their shift on the Longhorn.
That bit breaker's too big.
Longhorn is leading the other rigs and on pace to drill all 3 wells in 50 days. But the crew change has the attention of oilman Mike LaMonica.
Roughnecks are here, sometimes they're here for a long time, sometimes they're here for a week and they're gone. That Gerald out there, that made me feel pretty good. He had a lot of experience.
Mike's company is spending $45,000 a day to keep Longhorn drilling. He'll check out his replacement crew in person.
Hey, what's going on? Michael Monica. Joe, what's up? Not a lot. I'm the EXL petroleum. Pretty young driller. He looks about 24, 25. That's pretty young.
The young crew has Mike worried. He hopes the rig supervisor or tool pusher is on top of things.
How much experience your driller have?
He's got 1.5 years, maybe 2 years.
So you're watching him pretty close then?
You gotta watch him all like a dog. I know how it is.
Yes, I do. The experience level here is really low. That's actually the norm right now in a boom. When we're in a boom time, you have very inexperienced people. It used to be you'd have to have several years as a roughneck before you get to make driller. Those guys can lose fingers, lose toes. Things can happen, and I don't even like to be up there on the floor when they're tripping. It's very dangerous.
Stand on this side and look up.
LaMonica doesn't like being on the rig floor, and he's even more unhappy the crew is burning through expensive drill bits.
This your 3rd trip in 3 days? 3rd trip in 3 days, not good. Cost us a lot of money. We're at $150,000 over budget on this hole. That's not good. I want those inexperienced guys to be on other people's property and not on mine. It's nothing wrong with him personally, but he has not seen enough things go wrong to watch out after his hands.
Tool pusher Benny knows what happens when roughnecks are in the wrong spot on a rig.
My derrick hand I had when I was drilling, we just buried him. Got caught up the cat head. Messed him up bad. Took him 2 hours to cut him out.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he worked for me for a little over 6 years.
How old was he?
39.
Children?
6.
Had 6 kids?
Yeah, that iron ain't got no pity on you. They don't take but a split second.
A rig is no place to learn on the job, but that's just what Josh has to do to keep Longhorn in the lead and earn LaMonica's confidence. It's moving day at Big Dog. They're off to a rough start.
Whoa, easy, killer!
The daylight shift is late. Derek got a call from Justin to come in early, and he's not happy about it.
Daylights didn't show up. Now that one of their hands is here, damn it, making me calling me at 7 in the morning when I'm in bed. It's kind of shit you deal with out here, man. Doesn't please me. You know what I mean?
As driller, Justin's in charge of moving his rig safely from here to the new site.
I just looking out for our equipment, make sure nothing gets broken, make sure nobody gets hurt too. Also look out for each other, even the rig mover guys, you know.
What's that? Now you can pick it up.
Rig move is the easiest day for a roughneck to get hurt.
Wow, man, my finger. You don't put your hands where we wouldn't put your. I'll put it that way, okay?
All 3 shifts work together on a rig move. They each have their own set of responsibilities.
Daylight driller and his crew does the floor. Our crews go down and do everything on the ground.
That means Derek doesn't get a moment to hide. The crew's broken down the Big Dog and it's ready to roll to its 2nd well. The rig's handed over to an oil field moving company.
My main responsibility on this derrick, don't turn it over. My job is mainly backing up. Furthest I've ever had to back one is 100 miles. Backing up at 60 miles an hour as long as it takes, as far as it takes. That's what I do.
Truck drivers, you gotta watch them truck drivers. Sometimes they're going balls to the walls because they want to get home. They may be, still at the bar last night. You never can tell. You gotta watch yourself with the truck drivers.
Big Dog's on its way to its 2nd well and a new chance to get back in the race with Viking and Longhorn.
It's probably gonna be another 16-hour day as far as rigging up and getting ready for tonight to spud in. Right now, we're trying to set the top piece of our substructure on the pony subs. Nothing happened till that's on. I mean, it's just a pain in the ass. It takes forever. Everybody wants to get their done and go home. Some homemade air conditioning here.
Setting up the 100-ton rig pushes the trucks to their limit. They closely monitor the stress on the cables. If a cable breaks, it could cut a man in half.
A lot of cables been used a lot of times, so they can break.
Rig moving that drilling line. If that line were to part, or if we didn't catch it, you know, we could kill somebody.
With the base finally secure, it's time to raise the derrick. 15 stories of iron and steel.
Rig's up right now, that feels good. Things are kind of going pretty smooth, actually. I feel like we could be ready to spud tonight.
With the rig moved on schedule and without injury, Justin's crew might finally get back in the race. Down the road at Viking,
Get to work, mother.
Wayne and his Roughnecks are moving faster than ever. At 5,700 feet, they're closing the gap on Longhorn, just 12 lengths of pipe behind. They've pulled double shifts 3 days in a row, and tonight, Junior wants to be anywhere but the Viking rig.
I'm ready to get the hell out of here. Yeah, real quick, fast ready right now. Maybe I'll get into a fight or two. If I don't get any I like to fight. I'm a little tipsy right now, but that is okay.
Junior's earned this night out, but he has to work in the morning. Missing a day could cost him his job, a lesson big dog driller Tim learned the hard way.
Good hand's a good hand, but a hand that ain't here ain't worth the You know better than that.
Cheers.
Coming up,
If you don't got this rigged up right, it could be a serious accident.
the new Longhorn driller faces a critical test.
Don't get smashed down there.
And at Viking,
If I up there and call somebody their life.
the overworked crew is pushed too hard.
Ow, man.
Things are going smoothly at the Viking rig. Hard work and steady drilling have Wayne's team 4,000 feet from the pay zone. Like a lot of Roughnecks, Junior likes to cut loose on a day off. After a big night out, a hot, loud rig is the last place he wants to be.
Yeah, I drank a little bit too much whiskey last night. I'm feeling a little slower than usual. Yeah, until then it's just water, bathroom, and just trying to stay out of sight of people so I kind of relax.
He could have slept it off at home, but Junior is grinding through his hangover for his crew.
Woo, boy, I'm never drinking again. Never.
Well, I did that a lot too when I was younger, back when I was first breaking out. My poor old drillers, I felt sorry for them.
Wayne doesn't give Junior a hard time. The iron does it for him.
I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Everybody has off days out here, and as long as they don't make it a habit where it gets happening too often, you know, then we really have to take some disciplinary action there. The old boot in the ass trick.
Oh, Lord, I feel like hell.
Viking is catching up to Longhorn. It's a struggle for Junior, but he still pulls his weight.
I'm never drinking whiskey again!
Yeah, that's what I said.
Never!
Over at the Longhorn,
Whoa!
drilling has stopped.
Whoa!
At this depth, they're at risk to drill into explosive natural gas. Josh's crew has to install their blowout preventer, or BOP, the critical safety equipment that protects them.
This is BOP right here. Your gas, keep you from flooding location, keep you from killing somebody. If you don't got this rigged up right, it could be a serious accident.
It's a big responsibility for the new driller, and tool pusher Chris doesn't know if he's up to the task.
I think Josh and his boys, they don't catch on as quick.
I'll put up this deck for you.
Even veterans are challenged when installing the complex valve system. Big Dog's last BOP fix cost Justin an entire day of drilling.
Down and then give it all you got.
Damn it! Get all them bolts ready. Stick it on there.
For Josh, it's a chance to prove himself to his boss.
Our ground full it over. Oh, that bitch ain't budging, is it? Oh, watch out, move.
But the young crew can't figure out how to bolt the BOP to the well. At $2,000 an hour to run a rig, it's an expensive education.
Don't watch your feet. Don't get smashed down there.
Whoa! Whoa!
The BOP requires precision installation. There's no room for error when assembling the high-pressure valves and hydraulic cylinders that sealed the well during a blowout.
Hey, did y'all put a ring in there? Wow, that's how you dumb motherfucker. Coming up!
They're finally ready to install the BOP, but lifting 20 tons of steel puts Josh's crew at risk.
It's like, it's at an angle. I know.
With the well already $150,000 over budget, Josh has to find a solution fast.
Might as well use the truck. Go ahead and hurry, pull it out. Hell, it's a big truck. That's what they're used for. That's what I bought it for. Gotta get my money out of it.
Josh got the BOP in place and got Longhorn back to drilling. That's earned the respect of his tool pusher for now.
I mean, he's done a bang-up job for us.
But I was service rig next one. Let's get a little lighter.
The fix also helped Longhorn hold on to their slim lead over Viking.
I ain't trying to beat me. I'm trying to get this one done. That way we beat them.
Longhorn's hours of rig maintenance let Viking close the gap. At 6,700 feet, they're just 100 feet from the lead.
Come on! Get that hook on there!
After a long day of fast drilling, Wayne's crew is ready to hand the rig off to the next shift.
A lot of times when it gets close to relief time, you start looking down that road for the lights coming in.
We got 1 more hour left. It's tough, but I made it. I'm supposed to go meet my baby doll.
Oh, yeah? Tonight? Hope so, man.
But roughnecks know their plans are always subject to change.
Yo, what's up?
I just found out that the morning tower crew, all his hands just quit on him. So we may not be getting any relief tonight. So if you are looking for those lights coming down the road, don't get there carried away there.
Man. That is, man. Man. Oh, man.
You work so many doubles, it does make it a more dangerous job. If I up there and hit the wrong lever, it could cost somebody their life or cost them their hand or finger.
Wayne's crew has worked 56 hours in the last 4 days. But with the Longhorn in their crosshairs, there's no slowing down. 5 weeks ago, the Viking crew was nothing but frustrated.
When those guys over there making connections, it kind of pisses us off. We work hard, and we're the best roughnecks in the oil field. That makes us, that's what's going to get us ahead of them.
Tonight, they finally made good on Steve's boast. As they pound through their second well, Viking has taken the lead from Longhorn.
They had a big head start on us. Now we're ahead of them guys, so we're going to start tearing all these rigs around here anew.
With Viking on top for the first time, Steve can finally enjoy the view. Coming up, sparks fly on the Longhorn
Get up, Josh. That tool pusher's coming.
as Josh gets a wake-up call. And later at Big Dog,
All right. You see me on this damn handle right now? Why are you throwing your chain?
Justin's fed up with Derek's mistakes. It's before dawn in West Texas. Driller Josh rounds up his crew to head out to the Longhorn.
Hey, Rod.
But just hours before, Josh and his crew were belly up to the bar.
Wow. Pretty up.
They tried to rest up on the drive in. With so many hazards on a rig, a tired roughneck is a dangerous one.
Well, I think I got too up last night. I woke up this morning. Feeling it now.
Despite their aching heads, the drilling begins. But Josh isn't on the rig floor for long.
He's a pretty good driller when he ain't sleeping. When that tool pusher comes in here and catches him sleeping during daylight, his body get ran off. You can't be doing all that. So he gets ran off, we all get ran off. So needs to wake up.
Josh is lucky to have a loyal crew.
Get up, Josh. That tool pusher's coming.
I got to do a monthly, you know that monthly report they do?
Yeah.
Well, now I ain't got nothing to go by.
Josh's crew saved him for now. But he has to get Longhorn moving. Because Wayne and the Viking crew are pulling away.
Beautiful.
After working a double, the Viking has taken over the lead and is near the bottom of their second well.
Everything's running real smooth today, just the way we like it.
Love it. How about you, buddy?
They're just 2,000 feet from the pay zone. With drilling going so well, Junior has a chance to clean up the rig.
We want to work on a nice, sexy rig, man. We don't want to work on no junky-ass mother...
Unlike the other shifts, Steve and Junior take pride in the new rig looking good. But Junior is struggling with equipment problems.
$1 billion operation over here, and all we got is these little-ass paintbrushes, man. You'd think they have bigger ones, but I guess we don't. I wish Steve would hurry up with that paint gun over there so I could use it. Has anybody been cleaning this up? Any besides us?
No.
Nuh-uh, for real?
For real.
$250 paint gun, and they don't even keep it clean. These hands nowadays, they just don't care, man. Me and Steven are like the old days, ain't we?
Yeah, we got broke out by the hard-nosed.
The hard people.
Like Wayne.
Being an older and experienced driller like myself there, I think these hands, they feel a lot more comfortable working with me than, than say someone that don't have that much experience. Me, this is very important because this is what I do for a living. The younger guys, maybe they don't take the job as serious as I do. I mean, you could never come up here on the rig floor and catch me sleeping on the job.
It's a hell of a hangover. That's what it is.
Driller ain't supposed to be sleeping. That's what drillers get away with doing because they're drillers. This guy keeps me out all late, and he comes to work and goes to sleep. I'm supposed to be on watch out, but I ain't watching out all day long. I got stuff I got to get done.
Josh has already lost the Longhorn its lead. At this rate, the rig will be lucky if they make it to oil at all. Coming up, Josh's crew is under the gun at Longhorn. And an accident on the Viking shakes the crew.
It's a fun job, man.
The veteran Longhorn has lost the lead.
Hurry it up, hurry it up.
They'll need to pick it up if they want to beat Viking to oil. But a problem shuts the rig down for the second time in as many days.
Yeah, this is just something that jumps and bites you in the ass while you're drilling.
Once again, they've stopped drilling to work on their blowout preventer.
Hey, Joe, put a ring in there.
The inexperienced crew just installed the BOP, but it's already leaking water. If they hit a pocket of gas, a blowout could kill Josh and all his roughnecks. But the crew isn't thinking about the dangerous situation.
Come on, bitch. These right here on there tight, though, so. It sucks. When they're all nasty and dirty like this, it takes longer because all these threads right here are all full of dirt. All together, there's a good, at least 40 bolts.
Josh is ready to work, but the roughnecks who covered for him all day are ready for a break.
I really don't want to do this, though. You want to smoke real quick? I'm into it. Hey, did you just bend that, Josh? Huh?
It's a slow, grueling task, and every hour down is $2,000 wasted.
A little harder.
The company we're working for, that Adobe's working for, EXL, it's going to cost them a lot of money at the moment.
We still got a good 30-something bolts to take off. We've only got a couple of them taken off.
All these delays right here, it's easy money for us. I got about 4 more hours. I can care less. I'm going home.
Josh may not care, but his boss knows they have to get the Longhorn back to drilling.
You ever watch him pretty cars, man? You gotta watch them all like them.
With their rig at a standstill and money pouring down the drain, maybe Josh is bitten off more than he can chew as the Longhorn's new driller. While the Longhorn struggles to get moving, the big dog rig has settled into their new home.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, being a neighborhood. First day on the new hole. I'm hoping this will be a little bit better of a well.
It might be a new well, but they have the same old problems with their worm Derek and his slacker attitude.
All over, usual.
Get him on there, Derek.
Punch your into it. This guy down here, Derek, he's still a worm, you know. You gotta argue with him, tell him what to do, but I mean, he'll do it. He's a good dude. Hey, you gotta put out on that scrub brush, baby. Hey, you gotta put out. Put out. When I was in high school, this was always what I dreamed about.
Jazz down there and get that pipe on the rack, though. Stinking worm. A good lead song hand would already had that pipe ready to go. So he's mad at me now. So he's being over-aggressive, and I just have to straighten that pipe out a little bit.
Justin wants to turn the worm into a good roughneck, but Derek still struggles with the basics.
All right, you see me on this damn handle right now? Why are you throwing your chain? I just told you to pay attention. If you're gonna throw chain, watch me, man. All right? $1 million operation, you're shutting us down.
That's a stinking worm for you. He wants to play with the chain.
He's trying to learn how to throw chain, but he doesn't pay attention. It causes more time. It takes us a little bit longer to make our connections. We're gonna stop. Yeah, I threw the chain too early. Well, you know, now with these drillers, man, sometimes no ups, you know.
Probably the worst connection in the history of connections.
While the big dogs just started their second well, the Viking is finishing theirs up.
There's your chance, Mo.
Wayne and his crew are ahead of the other rigs. More than 9,000 feet deep, they're closing in on the pay zone of their second well. The Viking roughnecks are pushing themselves to keep their momentum going.
Come on now.
Fucking my glove got sucked off by the spinning chain and then it whacked me in the elbow. Smashed me tonight.
The cuff of his glove was so loose that it got hung in the chain. A lot of guys got hurt like that. I've seen a bunch of old men with fingers missing and stuff, and that's exactly how it happens right there.
Yeah, that happened to me about a week ago. Just gotta be real careful. Scary feeling, feel like your arm's gonna get pulled off.
Makes me think I could have lost my hand, but we try not to think about it, just keep moving, man. Don't let it stop you.
A $4 pair of gloves almost cost Steve his hand.
The cuff on the gloves was, it was stretched out and tore already. I've seen it, but actually I should have brought that to his attention earlier. That was an oversight on my part. You need some new gloves? I don't want nobody to get hurt on my ship there. That's my #1 priority right there is safety. I'd rather give up a pair of gloves and have him safe than have an accident over a wore-out pair of gloves because it just ain't worth it, you know.
Steve got lucky this time and managed to escape without injury. Now, Wayne and his crew are back in action and ready to drill their last 1,000 feet to get to black gold.
It's a fun job, man, but it's dangerous.
Coming up,
That's the name of the game, buddy.
Wayne and the Viking crew eat up the competition. But did they drill a dry hole?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. It's time to rock and roll, man.
Wayne's headed to work on the Viking rig. And he'll enjoy the ride today. His crew should be hitting bottom on their second well.
We're fixing to pass by the old Longhorn up here. We are tearing these guys a new ass, man. They just can't hang with the big boys the way I see it. We took over the #1 spot. Today we ought to be finishing up our second hole. Leave these boys in our dust. They'll just see the dust from our rig move. There's all they're gonna see.
The Viking has overcome dangers of all kinds.
This place is infested with rattlesnakes.
To finish their second well.
TD, hit our spot.
And beat the competition.
Looks like the Longhorn's kind of lagging behind over there. Too bad for them, man. To finish this one up, we're going to move right down the road, go get us another one, and I guarantee by the time we get through with that well down there, they're going to be even further behind. That's the name of the game, buddy.
They'll have to keep up the fast pace. Wayne's crew is now the only team on schedule to finish all 3 wells in 50 days.
Just finishing the well right here. Earned it.
The Viking crew is feeling satisfied, but for Mike LaMonica, nothing is certain. Mike took a big risk drilling in unproven territory. So far, the gamble's paid off.
Got a heck of a well.
Pretty pumped. Ought to be a pretty dang good little well.
But his luck could run out here.
We're looking at the porosity, which is the holes in the rock, which is really, really good. It's calculating a water saturation of 13%. Subtract that from 100%, you got 87% oil. Awesome. The fact that that's not water is really, really, really good. I could have 150,000 barrels of recoverable oil out of that 20-foot section. Yeah. So that's really good. Everything's indicating there's a lot of bulk oil.
It looks like Viking drilled EXL's best well yet.
That is very, very, very super awesome right there.
LaMonica thinks it will produce more than 300 barrels a day. At current prices, that could be worth more than $200 million in black gold. On the next episode of Black Gold.
What are you doing, dude?
At Big Dog, Justin loses his patience for Derek.
How many times have we done this?
When drilling stops for Wayne and the Viking crew,
That ain't good, man.
Mike LaMonica fears the worst.
So now we're screwed.
And at Longhorn, poison gas threatens lives.
It will kill your ass, I guarantee it.